Good afternoon, parents, and welcome to our afternoon coffee with the admin team. And we will begin probably in about 1 minute. So just wanted to welcome you all and thank you for joining us. You'll notice that there is a section for you to type any questions in the comment box. We'll be monitoring those and responding to all questions at the end of our presentation this afternoon. So again, we'll get started in about 1 minute. All right, well, it is 3:30, so we are going to begin our presentation. My name is Dr. Motzinger, the principal of the STEM Academy, and I want to welcome all of you and thank you for joining us this afternoon. Dr. Dominguez and Dr. Slayman will be presenting also this afternoon, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that we want to share is a huge shout out and thank you to all of the parents who have helped make our ingress for reopening so smooth. So what you're seeing in front of you is our Zone A. This is the front of the school where we have drop off. Each day we have about 700 students who are coming into our campus and being dropped off between 8 and 8:30. And we could not be more proud of how smooth and how wonderful the whole process has gone since we began. So the traffic is flowing. We appreciate all of the patience from our parents who are walking and standing in line with their kids, who are driving and waiting for the cars in front of them to move through. And it has just been an absolutely seamless process. So again, we are having kids come in between 8 and 8:30. We don't open our gates until 8 o'clock. And we have been able to get the majority of our students in and to their classrooms within the first 15 minutes. So we are really excited and really proud of our parents and our support staff who's been helping us in the morning with traffic. And of course, the most exciting part of our last 3 weeks has been seeing the kids back in their classrooms. And although it looks a little bit different, as you see on the screen in front of you, our student desks are 6 feet apart. They are sitting in small groups with partitions. Students are working with their teachers still and being able to participate in class in person, and things just look a little bit different. But the kids have been so excited to be back at school. Everybody is following the rules and wearing their masks. We have not had any issues with students not following the protocols for PPE and social distancing. And so we are really proud of all the students and really proud of all the teachers for the transformation they have made back to in-person instruction, but not back to how they used to teach back in March before we left because of the pandemic. So just a huge shout out to our teachers. I know you as parents have not had the opportunity to see them in the classrooms because we can't have any parents on campus at this time, but we wanted to share with you what some of the great things are happening in our classrooms. We are beginning our plans for the 21-22 school year. And one of the items we're interested in hearing from our parents is if there is any interest in having some type of continued option for distance learning. So as of right now, our plan is to fully reopen in July with all students being able to return to campus 5 days a week for the full school day. However, we know that there are some parents who may have an interest in continuing to have an option for distance learning. So before we're able to make plans and see if it's a possibility at Feaster, we want to hear from you. So sometime next week, we will be sending a survey and we'll ask you for your input on any interest that you might have in some type of continued distance learning option. It's important to note that the distance learning option for the future will not look exactly the same as it has this school year. We will go back to more of a full day of instruction, perhaps including some project-based independent work, but we do want to hear from you if there is an interest in that before we move forward with developing plans. So be on the lookout for an email next week. And now I will turn it over to Dr. Dominguez.
Thank you, Dr. Motzinger, and good afternoon, parents and community members. My name is Dr. Dominguez. I'm the principal of the FAPA Academy. So this afternoon, we wanted to share some new information with you regarding the CDC guidelines. Right before we reopened with students back on campus, the CDC updated the guidelines for and recommended reducing the distance between students from 6 feet to 3 feet in schools. And so at that moment, we had already organized our classrooms. We had put the markers in place, and so we at that moment decided to move forward with the 6 feet of social distancing. Now that we are 3 weeks into reopening and our structures and our systems are running smoothly, we recently met with our reopening committee to discuss the pros and cons of our current guideline of 6 feet of social distancing. And so through the process of collaborating with our reopening team, we weighed the pros and cons of reducing the recommended 6 feet to a smaller amount. And so the reopening committee provided input. And so at this moment, teachers will now have the flexibility to adhere to a 4-foot social distancing between students in classrooms. And so what that allows is for students who are on the edge of the classroom to be able to have a seat that is a little more inclusive, that allows them to access the content in terms of the TV and or the teacher. And so we believe that, you know, each classroom is a different and unique situation depending on the structure of the room and the organization of the room. But we wanted to make sure that parents knew or were aware that at Feaster we will now allow teachers to have that flexibility of reducing the social distancing between or the distancing between students from 6 feet to 4 feet. Okay. And so the other piece of information that we would like to share is Feaster Charter School is currently a COVID testing site where we are providing free testing to CVESD students or Feaster students and staff members. And so we have a testing site here at Feaster in the MPR every other Tuesday. This past Tuesday was the first day which we had the team on site, and we had a handful of people come and take advantage of the free testing. And so we just wanted to share that the additional days that we'll have on campus, or the team will be on campus, will be May 11th, May 25th, and June 8th. And so from any time from 8 o'clock to 3:30, you're welcome to come by the MPR and get a test. Really, the purpose is so that we can quickly identify individuals who are positive for COVID-19. I do want to make a note, or I do want to communicate that these tests, the test results cannot be used to return to work or to return to school. And so, unfortunately, this is a different type of test. And so, again, the purpose is really so that we can identify quickly which individuals have COVID-19 so that we can take the proper measures to follow additional guidelines at that point. And so if students are interested in taking a COVID-19 test, they will have to have their guardian sign an online consent form before being tested. So again, every other Tuesday here at Feaster in the MPR. The dates coming up are May 11th, May 25th, and June 8th. And so now I will pass it over to Dr. Slayman, and she'll share some updates regarding assessments.
Hi, good afternoon, parents and community members. My name is Dr. Slayman, and I'm the Associate Principal here at Feaster. Muy buenas tardes, padres. Gracias por estar con nosotros. We have a couple of announcements for you just regarding assessments. So many of you have been asking of our teachers and just overall of us as you see us out in ingress or egress about assessment updates. And so traditionally in May, we are accustomed to taking our state assessments. Typically we take our CASP ELA and math assessments, as well as our LPAC assessments. And so due to the pandemic, every single state was eligible to submit a waiver, and the state of California did submit a waiver so that the state assessment could be replaced with local assessments. And those local assessments will be in the form of our local measures assessments through the Chula Vista Elementary School District. Our English language arts assessments for the end of the school year will be Smarty Ants, and that will be for our kinder through second grade students, and our third through eighth grade students will be taking the Achieve Level Set that will be provided to them again through their Achieve 3000 app. And this is going to be for students that are in person and those that are also remaining in distance learning. For our math assessments will be replaced with the iReady end of the year diagnostic assessment. And so this is for all grades. For every single grade, there is no differentiation for our younger students. So just one thing to know, and one thing that we recommend is, if you haven't already, parents, be on track with your students with iReady. iReady has a learning path, and it takes in the time on task for every single student. And so that is one way that you can have your students start practicing at home and getting familiar with the program, if in case that they are not familiar with it. Also with those that are on Smarty Ants and those that are on Achieve 3000, just to continue those best practices and just continuing with the programs. Last but not least, I do want to just clarify for everybody that the LPAC assessment, so the assessment that measures the English language proficiency for our English language learners, is a federal assessment, and that does not have any waivers. And so we will continue to administer our LPAC assessment. We are actually very proud that we've been able to accomplish almost 95% of that assessment is almost complete. And just a huge shout out to our English language learner IA, Miss Annabelle Ibarra, who has been contacting your families directly and getting those scheduled in for you. So again, those will continue, and you will hear more information from your homeroom teacher as specifically to the dates that they will be administering either Smarty Ants or the Achieve 3000 level set or iReady. All right, also just another update, something that, again, just ended the year, and we've been asking a lot of questions around promotions, and so we can confirm to you that we will be having some sort of a promotion ceremony. It is not definitive yet what that will look like. It really will be according to whatever tier we are in. And so what we do have in front of you, though, are targeted dates for our 6th grade and 8th grade promotion ceremonies. So for 6th grade, we will be splitting up our 6th grade promotions into between 2 days. On Tuesday, June 15th, we will have 3 classes celebrating their promotions, and Wednesday, June 16th, will be the other 3 of our 6th grade classrooms. But again, more specific information will come, but parents, you can pencil that into your agendas just to ensure that you have the date ahead of time. Our 8th grade promotion ceremony will fall on Thursday, June 17th. So again, you can pencil that in. And again, we will provide more specifics as we get closer to the dates, but we did want to just provide you at least the definitive dates that we have right now in front of us. We do not know if it will be all virtual like it was last year, or whether it will be some sort of in-person or hybrid type of promotion. All of that, we will ensure that we're following the local guidelines here, and we're complying with them in order to plan out our promotion ceremonies. And last but not least, we wanted to give you a preview. We do have Teacher Appreciation Week coming up this upcoming week, May 3rd through May 7th. And these are just some of the flyers that will be going home with your students. We want to celebrate all of the hard work that our teachers have been doing all year long. And so these are just some suggestions as to how you can celebrate your teacher. So on Monday, we are recommending that it be a sweet treat day. Bring a dessert or a candy to your teacher. Tuesday, class supply items. So just donating any classroom supplies that you think your teacher would appreciate. Wednesday is a specialty day. So it's your choice, any gift from the heart. And Thursday, favorite things day. It is bring any of your teacher's favorites. And Friday, words from the heart, just a thank you note, or maybe even possibly drawing them a picture. So again, parents, these will go out to you through our students in the next coming days, but we just wanted to provide a preview for you as Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up, and they deserve all of our appreciation for all of the hard work that they have done and turning their classrooms from the virtual setting to hybrid setting. It really has not been an easy task, but our teachers have faced up to the challenge. And so just wanted to provide that preview for you. And so that is all the announcements that we have today. We will be taking questions now. So if in case you didn't see our message, if there's any questions that you have at all regarding any of the items that we have gone through, please go ahead and put your questions in the chat and we'll make sure to answer them as they come up. All right, so very first question that I see, and this will be for Dr. Dominguez. Can the temperature checks be taken on hand instead of on the forehead?
Yes, so we do have a device that's specific for individuals that wish to take their temperature by hand. Most of the temperature checkers that we do have, though, are the handheld devices, which in that case, those temperatures would need to be taken in the forehead area. So if requested, we do have a wrist temperature checker, but that would need to be requested. Most, like I said, just because of the amount of students that we have coming onto campus, about 700, we have more handheld devices than we do the wrist devices. And so the wrist devices are not as mobile as the handheld devices. So we're not able to get through as many students with the handheld, the wrist device versus the mobile device.
The next question is for Dr. Motzinger. So when a student is sick, not COVID related, would they be able to attend online through distance learning if it's not in the normal schedule for them? So if they are registered to be in person?
Yes, that is certainly an option for our families. However, we need you to call the health office and talk to either Melissa, our attendance health clerk, or to our nurse so that they can understand what symptoms your child has and let you know what it will take for them to return. So please, if your child is sick at home, call the office and let them know, and they're certainly able to attend distance learning for that day.
And on that same note, Dr. Motzinger, if there is other circumstances for why the student cannot be on campus, not necessarily COVID related, or if the child is sick, but just for circumstances that prevent the parent from bringing the student to campus, would they be able to log in online temporarily?
Yes, so we can allow that to happen temporarily. What we're trying to avoid is students going back and forth throughout the week just for convenience factors or waking up late or just not feeling like coming to school for the day, because the teacher does have a pretty strict system for the students in person and the students that are at home. So if there is a temporary situation for a day here or there, it's certainly a possibility. But again, we do need you to call the health office and the attendance secretary and let them know so that we can appropriately document where the student is and make sure they're marked present.
Great, and so far I don't see any other questions in the chat, but we'll give it a minute. Parents, if you have any questions related to any of the items that we've covered, or just while you have the three of us here, any question that may come to mind, whether it was covered or not, we're happy to answer any questions. Very, very quiet. All right, I think we do see one additional question coming in. So are the wrist temperature checks available on all three entrances / drop-off locations? Dr. Dominguez.
We will have them at all three drop-off locations beginning tomorrow. I'm not sure if I was speaking in time for the live view, but just to reiterate, we will have the wrist temperature checks available at all three drop-off locations tomorrow.
Okay, well, I do not see any further questions, but if in case you have, oh, it's actually just got one right in. So just somebody that just joined, any word on 8th grade promotion, and so I can certainly answer that for you. So we do not know definitively what that will look like in terms of whether it will be a virtual 8th grade promotion, hybrid, or in person. It all depends on what tier we fall in at that moment in time. However, what we can definitively say is that there will be some sort of a celebration, and that will be on Thursday, June 17th for our 8th graders, and for 6th grade, we will be splitting the ceremonies between Tuesday, June 15th and Wednesday, June 16th. All right, well, with that, we do want to thank you so much again for joining us and for being with us this afternoon. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros, padres de familia, and we hope to see you next month. But if at any point in time you do have questions, please feel free, don't hesitate to reach out to us through the front office, sending us an email. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. With that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and thank you so much for being with us.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, everyone.